Are you feeling defeated with all the recent Instagram updates and changes? Are you struggling to understand how to actually use hashtags so that your content can actually be found and seen on the platform? Well, it used to be where you used to post anywhere between 20 to 30 hashtags per post. And I did talk more in depth about that strategy in this older video I created. But recently, Instagram has told us that they said that anywhere between 8 and 14 hashtags is recommended with your content to be seen and found. And then they told us that they actually recommended anywhere between 3 and 5 hashtags per post. So what is the right answer? What should we be doing? What is actually going to be giving us that reach and visibility that we need to be found on this platform? Hey there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katelyn Redding, where I teach coaches, consultants, and solopreneurs how to generate more leads and more income using systems like funnels and automation. If you are new here, I suggest that you hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell so you are notified every week when I post a new video. Now, a big part of that is traffic, and Instagram is a traffic source in order to pour into our funnels. So making sure that we're optimizing our content on that platform, like using hashtags, is really important to increase our traffic. Now, I have been spending a fair amount of time researching the most recent hashtag changes and what strategy is actually working. So I'm so excited to share with you some more thoughts, more opinions, and more ideas, concepts, strategies, whatever, everything that you need in order to make sure that you're optimizing your content on the platform. So if you've been confused with all these recent changes and how to actually use hashtags, let me know in the comments below. I also want to invite you guys into my close friends group on Instagram. Just go find me on Instagram at kate.redding, send me a DM, say, hey, can I join your close friends group? And I'll make sure to add you. Yes, I do add you. I do give you a voice message or video message welcoming you in. In my close friends group, I just share a few more tips, exclusive tips for that group separately on Instagram, and how to really use that platform to benefit our sales and find leads over there. So just make sure to go join that close friends, or ask to join. So in this video, I'm going to dive deeper on how many hashtags you should be using, where can you find ideas for hashtags or come up with hashtags to use, where should you put your hashtags, in the caption, in the comments, and lastly, how to actually analyze your hashtags to make sure that they're actually working for you. So let's dive in. What are hashtags? It's really important that you understand exactly what hashtags are so you understand how they work. Hashtags are a simple way for us to tag our content so Instagram itself can categorize it and know where to place it in the algorithm. Now, there's obviously a lot more detail in how that actually works, but it is really telling the platform, telling the algorithm, hey, this is the type of content I create and I want this type of audience to listen and find it and consume it. So then the algorithm can do its part and place that into people's feeds accordingly. Now, again, it's a lot more intricate in that way. So making sure that we have the right tags on our content is so key so that we find the right audience. Now, knowing that, we can also use hashtags wrong, which could actually do the exact opposite that we want it to be doing, and therefore push us further down the algorithm and really not even being found at all by the right people. So having a hashtag strategy is so important if you want to get found, which we all want to get found. We all want that traffic. So let's start with how many hashtags should you be using per post. Now remember, the old recommendations was 20 to 30. 30 was a maximum amount of hashtags you could even have per content. And the theory going into that was like, let's use as many as we can and optimize it fully, completely, right? Then recently, with all these updates that have happened, Instagram came out and told us that they recommend you using 8 to 14 instead. So a lot of creators were like, okay, but why wouldn't we use the maximum amount? So then again, people were testing that and maybe not, didn't really know what to do. And then even further after that, Instagram actually recommend anywhere from 3 to 5 hashtags. So that got a lot of people more curious on what was that right answer. Now, here's the thing to know is that the smaller amount of hashtags you use have to be like super targeted hashtags, meaning they're really, really targeted for a smaller group of people and will really use that hashtag to be found in that category. So I'm just going to use a mega hashtag example like makeup, okay? Hashtag makeup. That's a pretty mega hashtag where tons of people are probably posting content with using that hashtag. You're not going to be found. Let's be real. Content is being posted per second, tons of content per second using that hashtag. So it's not a good idea. Where we're looking for that more targeted hashtag that maybe not as much content's being used or shared with that hashtag, but if somebody came across that hashtag, your content would be there. So they're super targeted. So what is the right answer for you? Well, it really depends on your niche. And across the board, there's so many different ideas. And the only way you are going to know is by split testing and testing this out yourself. Some niches still do really well using all 20 to 30 hashtags per post, where some niches are doing really good using the lower amount, the 3 to 5. And in fact, Instagram had said the smaller your account, we recommend you using the less amount of hashtags, but again, making sure those hashtags are super targeted. Because going with if you used more, the likelihood of your content kind of getting lost because Instagram doesn't really know how to place it, instead of being like, hey, place it right here using this hashtag. I don't know. I hope that made sense to you. So how you test this is by posting content and using, say, 20 to 30 hashtags for a full month, reviewing your analytics to see how that does, and then trying, maybe with the lower amount of 3 to 5, 6, somewhere around there, and seeing how well your content did that month, and then comparing. Again, everything you do on this platform is truly about testing to see which is the best for your business. There's not necessarily a right or wrong. Now, number 2, I think this is probably something most people struggle with, is how to even come up with hashtag ideas. This is definitely one that's a little bit tougher, and I'll give you a few suggestions. The first suggestion is you can actually pay for this feature. There is an amazing program or app called Flick, which will give you a whole bunch of ideas, do some analyzing for you, and really help you understand hashtags and create a better hashtag strategy. If you are interested in investing into something like that or are wanting to, that is by far the best that I have seen and the one tool that I would recommend. Now, the other 2 ways or that you can kind of come up with some hashtag ideas is going to maybe more of your direct competitors or people who are in the same niche as you and probably have about similar account sizes. And then look at the hashtags that they're using. And I would tap on that hashtag to make sure, see how many posts per hashtags there are, using some of those hashtags to help you come up with ideas. Now, one thing that Instagram has also done, which I love, is if you actually start typing out a hashtag, it will give you some suggested ones as well. So use that as inspiration or ways to go about your research to find some hashtags to use. Now, another method, and this is the method that I taught in my later video and one that I still live by and teach my students, is to making sure that you're still coming up with hashtags within different groups and different types. Groups means that there are different sizes of hashtags. So you might have hashtags that are 100,000 posts per hashtags or fewer. There's a group of 5 to 10,000 and maybe 10 to 50,000. You want to have a good spread of them without it going too high. Again, if you're using less hashtags though, you want to make sure that you're going with the really targeted less than 5,000 hashtags per post. Now, the different types of hashtags you want to be including in your overall hashtag strategy is making sure that you have hashtags for your content. So the specific content that you're sharing, you want to have hashtags that are for your niche, that are related to your niche, and then also hashtags that your ideal clients would be using to find answers. So if you think about this, this would be something that they would type in a Google search bar. What are those words that they're using to type in a Google search bar to find answers? If you use those words or phrases, that will be a likelihood of you popping up on their feed with your content so that they can consume. Now, the third most common debate when it comes to hashtags is, where should you put your hashtag? Should it be in your caption? Should it be in your comments? There has been tons of back and forth related to what is the right place. First it started in the caption, then people said it looked too messy. You should be putting in your comments. That's gonna help engagement. And then finally, Instagram gave us an answer. They said that it does not matter where you put your hashtags, whether it's in the caption or right in the comments, it will still do the work to categorize you. However, if you want to be found on the search page or the For You page, it's really important for it to be in your captions. If it's in the comments, you won't be populated in people's home pages. And that is really important in order to be found. So with that said, I would always make sure and recommend that your hashtags are going in your captions. Now, the last one on how do you analyze your hashtags? How do you know if your hashtags are actually working for you so that you can really evaluate your overall hashtag strategy? Well, going back to the first thing is, if you use a tool like Flick, they will be able to analyze your hashtags for you. And again, if you're really serious and really wanting to narrow in and zone in on your Instagram strategy, then 100% I do recommend that you use this app. There are free week trials that you can use with this app. I believe there are certain levels, but maybe don't take my word on that one. They do a really good job of analyzing your hashtags for you. Now, if you don't have that feature luxury of using an app, the simple way that you can do is by clicking on your hashtags. So if you go to your content, go to your post, find the hashtags, click on that hashtag and see if you come up on that page. Then you'll know, if you do, if that hashtag is working for you. If it takes you a little while to scroll through all of those posts in that hashtag and then you come, you know that maybe that's not the best hashtag for you. If you're not at all even on there, then just eliminate that hashtag altogether. Now, you can see how many people are coming through hashtags in your overall insights on your Instagram app. Everybody has access to this. It won't tell you specifically which hashtags. However, it will give you an idea of how many people are coming from hashtags. Now, you really want to make sure that people who are coming from your hashtags are not your followers. You're not your current followers. These are new people for you. Again, going back to traffic, we're using this to optimize our content so that we're bringing in traffic to our content. So we want it to be new people. We really want to make sure that we're including our hashtag strategy again, so that we're going to be found and that we're going to start tapping into new networks. Now, to summarize again, really when it comes to creating your own hashtag strategy, it really is going to be about split testing and analyzing your own hashtag strategy for your specific business, niche, and content. Every business is different, every niche is different, so we can't necessarily base it from one person to the next. We can give some recommendations, in which I have given you here, but it really is about just testing, manipulating, split testing, and going on and figuring out what works the best for you and your content on the platform. But if you do want a little bit more detail on how I came up with different hashtags, how to research your hashtags, then definitely go watch this older video. There might be some things that are out of date, but the overall thought process, the overall strategy is still up to date. And again, like I said, it is still something that I teach my clients and it's still working for everybody. Now, with that said, make sure to go find me on Instagram, DM me, ask to join my close friends group. I'd love to have you in there, where I give more tips, tricks, and hacks like this so that you can really use Instagram as that traffic source to start turning followers into clients. Now, also, I recommend you downloading my free email marketing guide, which can be found again in the description below this video. This is a free guide that's teaching you how to set up your very own funnel. So if you have a business and you want to automatically be funneling leads into paid clients, then definitely go download that guide. I share what works, what doesn't work, my own advice, all the good juicy things like that I have given and consulted with other six-figure businesses. So make sure to go grab your own copy as well. With that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was super helpful for you as it was for me gathering this information. I hope that you can put this to use, but most importantly, give this video a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and make sure to hit that subscribe button so you are going to be able to consume my very own content here on YouTube, where I teach you more about how to generate more leads, more income through funnels and automation. With that said, guys, I will see you guys here next week.